Bravo, Korra. Bravo once again. You do not disappoint in getting your ass beat. Nobody gets their ass handed to them like Korra. It would actually be a disappointment, okay, if she didn't lose. Every week I turn on the show and it's like, let's see how Korra will manage to get her ass kicked this time. And yes, I know that she was about to squash Kuvira when she was in the Avatar state and she was just too afraid, so she projected her fear onto Kuvira and that messed her up. But still, I also have to add in the fact that it wouldn't make a lot of sense for Korra to defeat the main antagonist of the season this early on. But still, it's like, even before she went into the Avatar state, Korra was having a hard time landing a hit on Kuvira, and Kuvira can only bend one element. Instead of a fight, we should have gotten a Meelo versus Kuvira dance-off, because I don't think Kuvira can handle all this Meelo. It's kind of funny how like air nomads are supposed to have this oath of non-aggression, yet Meelo is like, come on, let's go! Despite her outfit being a reference to the Southern Raiders, we find out that Sue really isn't all that bright. You try to ambush Kuvira and it just doesn't occur to them that the most important part of this army, the leader of this new empire, is perhaps setting up a trap, and it's a decoy. So not only does she break the truce, but like Kuvira said, she ends up looking like a coward for trying to sneak up on her. Up until the point where Korra, Opal, and Jinora go to talk to Kuvira about letting Sue and the others go. You know, I kind of felt like Korra was aligning herself with Kuvira's sort of managing things. Because she's like, well, look at what your mom did, Opal. Like, what do you want me to do? I don't think fighting is the answer. But then she switches modes and she's like, oh, wait, no. I can't let you take over the city. And I'm like, as opposed to all the other cities that she's been taking control over? Like, what changed within Korra to make her step up? That's my question. What do you think made her realize that Kuvira was more about control than she was for equality? So they make an agreement. Whoever loses is going to butt out of the other's business, and obviously Kuvira wins, even though technically I don't think you could call this like a clean win, but it's still kind of a win. I don't think Korra used water in her fight though, because there was just no water around. She only used fire, earth, and air. And I really like this move that Kuvira used, because Toph uses it as well, and other earthbenders use it, but Korra is about to attack, and instead of like hitting her with a rock or something, she actually bends the ground that the opponent is standing on. So if somebody's attacking you, you can just move the earth, and the attack ends up landing over here. Now when it comes to Bolin and Varric, I don't know why they didn't pair these two characters up from Jump Street, because their comedy is just amazing when they're together. Apparently Su Li had the ability to discern or understand what Varric meant by doing the thing within each context or different situation that they were in, and Bolin just doesn't have that ability, which I find hilarious. Do the thing, Bolin! And there's a lot of pretty strong hints at the fact that Varric maybe had like even romantic feelings for Su Li. He just really, never really acknowledged them because, well, he was treating her like a slave. So my favorite line from the episode, aside from "you can't handle all this, Meelo," is when Varric says, this is gonna make history. Somewhere down the line, people are going to say, this guy Varric himself. Is that like a reference to masturbation? Some of you last week did mention the fact that when Varric used the laser or the beam last week for the first time, the sound that it made did resemble the sound that Vaatu made. And now it's confirmed that Vaatu was what gave Varric the idea to work on these spirit vines. But he wanted to use them as an energy source, not for destruction. So I'm really worried about Korra right now, because if she's already getting her ass beat, and Kuvira can only bend one element, which is earth, can you imagine Kuvira using a suit that can, like an Iron Man suit that could just like shoot out these rays and shit? Oh man. Varric builds a bomb and they blow up the train to escape. Thanks to Bolin, they escape anyway. It's funny how like he was actually thinking of blowing up. I've got a timer and a control remote. They're not mutually exclusive and they serve different purposes. And it doesn't really matter that it exploded, because now Kuvira's fiance knows how to do the thing to create more things. They're using Su Li as an aid in this, so I don't know when her betrayal to Kuvira is going to happen, but it has to happen somewhere down the line, and hopefully they'll be able to use that technology for good. I like how Kuvira in the end is bending earth with one hand, just making it more malleable and turning it into different shapes. And it's happened before in the show. I think Toph did it first with like that meteor bracelet that Sokka gave her. I'd like to see a fight between this guy and Kuvira. Holy crap, Kuvira's beast, but this guy? By the way, is this like a reference to like an actual work of art? He looks like Napoleon or something. Korra's more powerful, but Kuvira right now, I think, is a better bender. Is that fair to say? I think all these episodes have had something good to offer in terms of story progression, animation, fighting, and just character development. And it's just pretty decent quality entertainment. But those are my thoughts. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Like the review if you did. I appreciate that. And subscribe to my channel for more Legend of How Korra Gets Her Ass Kicked reviews. Bye.